Berlin, Germany. Most people think Berlin becomes beautiful at night. The old streets. The yellow street lights reflecting on wet roads. The quiet cafes closing after midnight. The distant sound of train tracks echoing through empty neighborhoods. But some places in Berlin become different after dark. Places where silence feels wrong. Places where people don't stay long. And this story starts with one apartment, apartment 407, Castellanelli Street, November 2019. A 27-year-old international photography student named Daniel moved into the apartment after finding it online at an unusually cheap price. Berlin rent wasn't exactly cheap, especially in that area. Yet apartment 407 was almost 40% cheaper than nearby places. Daniel thought he got lucky. Maybe the owner was desperate. Maybe nobody noticed the listing. He never asked questions. People rarely do when they're saving money. The building itself looked old, very old. Dark brown walls, narrow hallways, a tiny elevator that made strange sounds every time it moved. The first thing Daniel noticed was how quiet the building felt. Not normal quiet, dead quiet, even in the evening. No television sounds, no footsteps, no voices, nothing, only the elevator, and occasionally something that sounded like pipes moving behind the walls. His apartment wasn't large. One bedroom, a small kitchen, a bathroom, and a long hallway leading toward the living room. The landlord handed him the keys outside the building. He looked nervous, very nervous. "Everything works fine," he said. Then he paused. For a second, he looked like he wanted to say something else, but he didn't. He simply smiled. "You'll be okay." Daniel laughed. "Okay from what?" The landlord looked away. "Nothing." Then he walked toward his car and left. Daniel remembered thinking, what a weird guy. The first 3 days felt normal. He unpacked his camera equipment, bought groceries, explored Berlin, took photographs. Nothing unusual happened until night 4. Daniel woke up around 2:17 a.m. He wasn't sure why. His room was dark, completely dark. Then he heard it. Footsteps. Slow footsteps. Inside his apartment. Step. At first he thought someone had broken in. His body immediately froze. The footsteps moved through the hallway. Slow. Heavy. Like someone wearing boots. Daniel grabbed his phone. No signal. Strange. Very strange. Because he always had signal inside the apartment. The footsteps stopped outside his bedroom. Silence. 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Daniel stared at the door. Nothing happened. Then knock. One knock. Very soft. Daniel's heart almost stopped. He sat there staring. Maybe it was his imagination. Maybe he was half asleep. Then knock. Again. This time louder. He slowly stood up, walked toward the bedroom door. His hand touched the handle. Slowly. Very slowly. He opened it. The hallway was empty. Nobody there. No sound. No movement. Nothing. Daniel checked the apartment. Kitchen. Bathroom. Living room. Closets. Everything. Nothing. Every door was locked from inside. He barely slept that night. The next morning he convinced himself it was old. Building noises. Pipes. Neighbors. His imagination. People always create explanations when reality feels uncomfortable. 3 nights later. It happened again. 2:17 a.m. Exactly. This time Daniel was awake. He was editing photographs on his laptop. Then, step. The sound came from the hallway. Daniel slowly looked up. His face changed immediately, because this time, the hallway light was on. He was absolutely sure he turned it off earlier, and there was something else. At the end of the hallway, he saw movement. Someone standing there. Very tall. Very still. Just a dark shape. Watching him. Daniel couldn't move. His entire body felt cold. The figure slowly leaned its head sideways. Then, the hallway light went out. Darkness. Complete darkness. And from somewhere inside the apartment, he heard breathing. Very